we've got something very, very special for you. Simon has been on quite an interesting journey recently, in that he's got himself into a place that he wanted to be, and he's going to come up and share that journey and a few hints and tips on how he's done it. And let's give him a huge round of applause. Simon Cartwright. Thank you, Simon.
Thanks, mate. Okay, can you all hear me all right? Okay, first of all, I'm going to use some cheat notes because it's a subject I'm very passionate about, and I'm likely to go off target. And I've only got a few minutes just to touch base with you. So if anything I say interests you or you've got some questions, please come and talk to me over the weekend. I mean, the journey's been going 20 years, but it started to go vertically about a year and 10 months ago. We did a basic training with Kevin. Silas was there. I met my business partner, Robin, and my joint venture partner, Kevin Jeep's there. So you never know what you're attracting to yourself. And we were very inspired that weekend. It made a hell of a difference to our life, as this weekend will do to you, if you let it. As I said, Rob and I met that weekend. We decided to do a property business, but what we've got is just blown our mind. We've been on a totally different journey than what we expected to do. We learned from great speakers such as Kev, to not only build a property business, but to create income through multiple forms of income. And the way we've done that is to follow what our heart says, not what our head says, not what other people think is the right thing to do. Okay, so if that's a different sort of scenario for you, bear with me and come and chat to me later on. Kevin and the team will teach you everything you need to know about creating wealth and making money. If you don't have the emotion to back it up, you're going to struggle along the way. And I can stand here and tell you how to build a successful sourcing business, or how to build a portfolio with no money as a foreigner in a strange land, and you are strange, some of you. I can tell you how to write an ebook or set a life coaching business up and market it through social media or internet marketing. I could, because that is what's happening with me and has happened over the last 22 months, but I'm not going to. I'm up here today to talk about you and what you're capable of doing, what you've got in here. I assume you're all here to create wealth. So what's your dream? What's your desire? What's your passion? What's that life purpose, that thing that you've always really, really wanted to do? If you're anything like me, 2 years ago, it's like, oh yeah, dream, here he goes again, blah, blah, blah. But what I have learned is that's what keeps us apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. We can see things that don't exist, dream about them, and create them, make them happen. It's like a builder will look at a block of land. It's like a sculptor will look at a block of marble and create a masterpiece. Man didn't land on the moon by accident. We dreamt about it, we visualised it, we failed, and we got there. You've all got that capability inside you, every single one of you, no matter where you've come from. We've all got our stories. Let's just think for a few seconds then. It's Lotto today, isn't it? Saturday, isn't it? Say we won Lotto tonight. Say you all won Lotto tonight. You woke up Monday morning, you could do whatever you wanted to do. No one telling you what to do. It's your choice. You woke up like a child on Monday morning and thought, what am I going to do today? What is it you'd do? Write it down. No one wrote it down. Interesting. Think about it, though, over the next few days. What is it you'd do if time and money weren't an issue? What's going to get you out there and do what 95% of the population can't or won't do? You can start by following your heart instead of following your head. Follow what's on the inner level, not on the intellectual level. Go a bit deeper. The mind has a set of belief systems, and it's guided by your past experiences and your past learnings and your past training. And you're going to struggle when you hit some hurdles. Because what happens when you set a target, you set a goal, between there and when it manifests is called the gap period. And when you have the gap period, you're going to have some challenges. I guarantee you're going to have some challenges. And the mind doesn't have the emotional power to force its way through those challenges. Logic will step in. It'll halt that progress. It'll start to rationalise, or as I like to say, tell rational lies. And you'll probably fail. There's no logic in the so-called impossible. Your mind is conditioned or your ego, to keep you safe, keep you in that comfort zone. As we all know, we don't get successful by being in the comfort zone. So, how many of you have failed before? Yeah, me too. And what your mind's doing, or your ego's doing, is storing all that little energy up. So when you start a new project, maybe some of the stuff that Kev's shown you this weekend, it'll come out with all these reasons why you can't do it. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not a failure. You've just used the wrong strategy or technique. By using the heart set, you'll do whatever it takes to get through any difficulty. It'll give you the courage to take a risk, because it's what you really want to do. It's your blueprint for success. The heart set is being, having, feeling, emotionalising something. Really experiencing what you want, but on the inside. I guess what I'm I'm trying to show you here is a way to achieve your desires, but to do it, as you set up in your soul. The way it was done before all these self-help books, it's what people did. They followed what was in the heart, what they really wanted to do. They didn't have books, however many hundreds of years ago. They just did what felt right. So where are we? By following your heart set, the way the heart works, it's got emotional powers, intrinsic motivational powers to drive you through anything, any sort of obstacle. You've heard the saying with blinkers on. You might have even said the sayings yourself. Oh, she really had her heart set on achieving something. There's no stopping him once he's got his heart getting that new car. Or maybe you've used it yourself. I really had my heart set on being a doctor, an accountant, a property investor. Chances are, if you followed your heart, there's a very, very good chance you're going to achieve it. As I said, there's no logic in achieving the impossible. The heart has 5,000 times more vibrational energy than the mind. It can be felt up to 10 feet away. Have a look at the people at your table. Have a look at the people at the table next to you. They can feel the energy you're letting out through your heart. As I said, the 3-day weekend where I met Kevin Silas, that was no accident. It's no accident. My business partners was at that same thing, and my joint venture partner was there as well. They felt the vibrational energy. We felt each other's vibrational energy. Nearly 2 years later, we're now, working together. We didn't know that. We didn't know each other, did we? So, by following your heart, your gut instinct, your intuition, you're going to make the right decisions at the right time and end up in the right place. Okay, I just want to finish by telling you a story. I like to tell stories. I'll tell you a story about a little skinny ginger guy called Andrew Lloyd. He was an Australian athlete in the early 80s and 90s. We knew him as the fun run king. Now, fun run to us is running a marathon. I don't know about you, but that's not fun. But that's what we call it, a fun run. He'd go out, in a period of a few years, he won 3 Melbourne marathons, he won 4 City to Surfs, he won the Gold Coast Marathon. But his dream was to represent Australia and achieve on the track. That was all he wanted to do. That was what was in his heart. He'd get on the track and he'd fail, Get out on the road and he'd achieve. And that continued on until 1985. He won the 5,000 and 10,000 metre titles at the Australian titles to go to the Commonwealth Games in 86. And he's well on his way. Unfortunately, what happened a couple of months later, he was involved in a serious car accident, which not only shattered his legs, but killed his wife. So 7 operations later, on his ankles, on his legs, he eventually started to walk again, against all odds. Everyone said it can't happen. He had this burning ambition to compete again. He eventually got back out on the track. He wasn't the same person he was before, obviously, but he kept pursuing it. It got to the stage in 1988, he made the Australian team, but in the Seoul Olympics, he didn't even finish the 5,000 metres. Now, I don't know if any of you know the Australian psyche. We don't quit. There's no giving up. So he did get ostracised for that. And when he made the Australian team in 1989 to compete in the 1990 Commonwealth Games, they were going to exercise the right not to choose him anyway, even though he had the time, because he wasn't performing on the track. Anyway, he made the team. I'm going to show you just the last lap of that race. Now, in this race, we've got the current Olympic champion, we've got the world champion and world record holder, we've got the European champion. Now, the guy that's out in front in this race is no hack runner. He's the current Olympic champion. Roll the videotape.
Runners, but Lloyd is there with a real chance. Hamer's there from Wales, Roger from New Zealand, and now Tanui breaks away from that bunch, and Hamer goes with him. Hamer, in fact, has passed Tanui. Lloyd's going also, and they're closing rapidly on the race leader, John Ngugi. It's Ngugi. Lloyd is running brilliantly. Hamer is in second place. Lloyd is third. Ngugi is tiring badly. Ngugi has a look around. The gap has narrowed to about 6 or 7 metres. Lloyd takes off after Hamer and passes him. And now Andrew Lloyd takes off after the Olympic champion. Lloyd is bearing down on top of Ngugi. Ngugi digs deep, but he's got no more. And Andrew Lloyd wins the gold medal for Australia. Andrew Lloyd, whose performances in major events has been questioned previously, has stolen the 5,000 metres.
Absolutely, anything's possible. If you've got goosebumps from looking at that, just think, you could be on YouTube one day achieving something. Every single one of you had the same power. You were born with the same power within you, within your heart, to achieve what that little fella did. So dream big, get out there and do it, and join us on the beaches of the world.